Hello, Flutter experts. Today we are diving into part 24 of our e-commerce application development series. In this video, we will be just saving the user information um, from where user just sign in with the Google account. So we will be just taking the informations and just saving it into our this Firebase. And the other thing, we will be just showing all the information into our profile screen. So yeah, let's just begin. So I'll be just going to my this mm, Google sign in button, which is in the widget screen. So the host and the Google button. So here now we will be just saving the information where user just select the account. So yeah, first thing first, we will be just checking some condition. If a user information is new user, so we will be just saving it into the Firebase. So if it is not already exist in the Firebase storage or Firebase database, so we will be just saving it again. So we will check that first, which we will be just getting it from our this auth result variable, which we have just stored something there, which will be additional info. And after that we will be just checking as new user. So if it is a new user, just save all the information from there. So yeah, I'll be just doing that, and I will just go to my this registration page again, and I'll just copy all of these from here. Great, which will be this, and I'll just copy all of this, and I'll be just moving to my that Google button again, and there I will just paste. If something is there, just do this. So we just need to import this Firebase Firestore here, and we are just using this host. We have not just created this, I guess, so we don't need this. Great. Okay, I'll just remove this from here, and now we will be just getting the user ID from the host result, so I'll just let it be. Great. So now we will be just getting the UID from this, basically the host result. So I'll just do this, I'll just paste it, and from here I'll just use the user, and from that user I'll just get the UID from that user. Great. So I'll just copy this again to just paste it here, and the name will be coming from the auth result also, which will be uh, this thing, auth result. And now what will be the display name from their Google account, so we will be just getting that um, from there, so which will be user, the display name. Great. I'll just use this null safety check, and we will be just getting the photo, also the URL of that image basically. So I'll just pick up this, I'll paste this, and which will be photo URL. um uh, Great. And we will be just also getting the email address of that user from the host result dot user, and which will be dot email. Great. The timestamp will be same, and the whole of the other things will be the same. That will stay the same, and I'll just save this. And now I'll be just going to my this profile screen. So when I just log in, okay. So basically, now I'll be just showing all the user details in my this profile screen. So I'll be just moving to this. Basically, I'll just close all of them from here. It will be this constants and the profile screen. Great. So now we will be just getting all the information from our Firebase. And first thing first, we were just getting some kind of error from here, this user provider. So I'll be just tackling this. So this function as a nullable return type, so we will be just returning something. So we are just not returning our that model. So we will be just returning the model, user model basically. So yeah, we will be just um, resolving that error too. So great, now I'll be just moving again to my profile screen, and here we will just implement uh, and show the information from the Firebase. And yeah, we will be just also tackling all the information or the loading thing here also on this profile screen. So we will be just creating a new variable here also. um, for that it will be bool, and it will be as loading, basically the same, and I'll just make it false if they initially. So we are getting that error, why basically are not great. So now the main thing, we will be just creating an instance of our that user model, which will be user and which will be model. I'll just import that. Okay, need to import this basically. So should be this and user model. Great, I'll just set this, and now we just need to import this user model. So I'll just do that, and we are just done. So here now for fetching the user information from our that provider class, so I'll just create a future function here also, which will be future, and this time it will be void, which will be void, and I'll just name it fetch user info. And I'll just, as you know that it is basically a future function, so we will just need to use the async keyword here, so which will be async, and that's it. And great. Now I'll just check if user is equal to null. If there is no user available or no user logged in, on that basis we will just perform some kind of actions. So first thing first, so I'll just let my this is loading thing to be false here. So basically is loading false, that's it. What error, the value field isn't used, so great. And after that we will just return nothing. Okay, great. So now we can be just able to get the user information from our provider class. So we will be just calling our provider mm, class there, so which will be this final user provider, and I'll just create the instance of my provider, and I'll just use the of context of provider, and then we are just done. And I'll just make the lesson to false, so it won't just refresh the screen for us again and again. And I'll just give it the class name. Basically the class name was user provider, so which we are just using with the provider. So we just need to um, basically give it into our main dot screen also the provider. So we are just using that provider, so we will just give that too. But first I'll just configure this thing, so we will be just using this try and catch things also. So basically we will be just using the catch, and the catch will be the error. So if any kind of error comes, we will be just handling that also. So for that I'll just use my that await my app methods, the function, the thing, the show error dialog box we have created. So I'll just use that basically. So an error has been occurred. Great. And we will just show that error also, basically the error. Great, we're done. I'll just save this. Okay, the function for now, it will be just empty, simple and clear. So I just add something, yeah, save this and done. Great. So the next, the finally, so we will be just also tackling the finally, which will be this and the finally. So we will just make the set state. Great. And now his loading is equal to false again. So if all the things are done, so we just need to uh, make it false again. Done. So now I'll be just going to my this stripe part. So we will be just fetching the user information from our this user model, which will be this. I'll just make it wait for some time while fetching the data. We just need to wait. So which will be user provider and the fetch user informations. Great. So now we just need to initialize our thing. So okay, we are getting this. We will just tackle that issue also, but I'll just do that later. This thing, I'll just use the Hanet state here to pitch to just initialize our this um, data. So for that, we will be just using the fetch user information function, this function basically. So when the application starts, we are just on the profile screen. So first thing it has to do to just call this function hand grid. So now we will be just also uh, making this screen basically a scrollable. So I'll just need to wrap this basically the column widget with the scroll view, which will be single um, scroll view, and that's it. Now we just need to wrap this with our loading manager, so we can also just set up the loading thing into our this profile screen also, which will be loading and which will be manager. I'll just import this class and I'll just add the required field, which is loading, and I'll just provide the is loading. Great. And we are good to go. So now in the visibility part, I'll just configure this, which will be visible. So if it is false, so now I'll be just checking it from the user. If user is null, so to remove this const, okay. If user is null, so we will be just checking it. So if it is user is null, so we will just make it to true. True. Great. And else that will be false. So basically this is done when this no user is logged in, so this user thing is null. So we will just show some kind of messages here to just log in to access the unlimited features of our application. And if it is not already logged in, if it is already logged in basically, so we will just show the screen to the user the information and this all the things basically. And next, now we will also be checking some kind of user model. If it is null, so we just need to show a simple empty sized box, and if it is not null, then we will just show this padding or all the class, all the things here. So first thing first, we will be just checking that which will be user model and is equal to null. If it is so, then just show her sample sized box, which will be sized box basically sized box dot shrink, and if it is not, then just show this I'll use the const keyword to remove the warnings. Great. And the next thing, I'll just save this. Okay, so we are just not signed in, that is we are just getting this message. So the next we will be just showing the giving the image URL from there. So now I just cut this from this thing, basically the URL. Okay, I'll do this, and that's it. So now we will be just getting it from the user model, which will be this, and now we will just get the user image, and I'll use remove this const from here, and we're getting it. So yeah, as simple as that. So now we also just need to provide all of the um, this thing dynamically from the Firebase, and we will be just doing that. So the label will be this, which will be user model, and which will be dot username. So we are just getting there because we have just added a const here, so it will be just removed, and I'll just add this null safety check to just make sure that it is not null. So I'll just copy this, I'll just paste this, and I'll just use the email now, which will be user email, this thing. Great. I'll just save this. So I'll just check if something need to be changed or not. So yeah, we are done, we are good, we are so far so good. So now I'll just do one thing. So I'll be just going to my this page. So we are just getting please log in to have ultimate access. Great. So I'll just go to log in, and I'll just check what user I'm having there. The authorization authentication, basically. So I'll just move there and check that information. So which will be noman@gmail.com. So I'll just do that, which will be noman@gmail.com. The password, which will be 123123, and I'll just log in. So we will be just logged in. So I'll just move to my profile screen. Okay, we were just getting some kind of error, and this thing was not showing on our profile screen because we have just not provided the user provided provider class into our this multi-provider list. So we just need to provide this user provider class with the change notifier provider, and then we will be just getting all of the information, the image, the name, the email address, and uh, the whole thing. So I'll just log out from here again, and then we will be just mm, signing with the guest, and then we will be just getting please log in to have ultimate access. So I'll just do that login again. So here I'll be just login with the noman gmail.com, as we are just having this 123 and we will be just going to this login button, and then we will be just going to our profile screen again, and we will just get that the name, the username, and all the things um, from the Firebase. So I'll just go to this and just check some kind of great, it is working. So yeah, with these enhancements we are just done by getting the uh, information of the user from the Firebase, and we have also just um implemented this login sign in with the Google, and we are just saving the information into our Firebase um, storage. So with the implementation of the saving sign in with the Google information to the Firebase and fetching the user information and showing them into our profile screen. From there, our e-commerce application is becoming more robust and user-friendly. Users can now experience smoother interactions, whether registering, login, and exploring their profiles. In our next session, we will continue refining features and exploring new functionalities. Until then, stay happy, stay fit, and as usual, happy fluttering.